Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy, and we're back with, well, I've never done this before, so I guess it's kind of like Redline Tuesday, but not really. I found this image. It's actually for a calendar that I never really got around to finishing, which I would like to finish though someday, just when I'm not so busy. But there's some like little things about it that I want to change, so it's kind of like a red line of my own work. Also, it's in color and everything, so I'm gonna take it to like a finished level. And I always like this drawing, and I kind of forgot about it. Just little things here and there that I want to like touch up their faces, and man, there's just like stuff. I really don't know how this video is gonna turn out. I have no plans, so I'm just gonna go through and talk and draw. So of all my effects, like shines in the water and stuff, are all on in their own folder. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to turn the corner logo off. Oh, this is from my comic Train Human. So we're going to turn that off, and we're going to make a new folder. You can't see this, but just take my word for it. I'm making a new folder, and it's called Corrections. I'm going to make a new layer in that folder, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and circle problem areas I am not happy with. So let's see here. Scratching my eyebrow in contemplation. So the first thing I want to fix is Rose's face. So that's something we're going to fix. I want to fix Shade's hand. And debating about her groin. I definitely want to fix Gracilis's Mighty Armadillo package. And this. What else? I want to make her gem larger. I'm trying to separate the gem on her forehead from like an Indian bindi, and in some of the older drawings I was kind of lazy and just went and put a red dot there. It's actually like a gemstone, so yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna touch up Shade's face a little bit. Like the back of her head's kind of shallow, so I'm gonna circle that. I'm gonna correct her shoulder and maybe her arms to a certain extent, and I think that's pretty good. The other thing I'm going to do is color some lines, but that's not really something I need to circle, so. Well, I know what I do. We're just fast and loose around here. It's okay. It's no big deal. I'm going to circle these. Or I should say we're going to paint bucket these in. Yeah, her face is actually really pretty here. I did this drawing in 2011, and that was kind of like on the cusp of my hit or miss days. I still have those moments where like sometimes I get their faces just how I want them, you know, and other times not at all. So yeah, I think their legs are not great, but they're kind of covered up for the, by the waves, so I'm not gonna, you know, go hell's bells on them. So let's take that down to 70 opacity, and then I'm gonna throw a color on the whole thing just to kind of, whoa, let's turn that to screen. Okay. Alright, so one thing I did before I actually started recording was I went and I looked at the sketch to see if I had any notes about like what angle I was working at and things like that, but Emmy of the past was just too cool to write that kind of stuff down. So we are totally going by the seat of our pants on like what angles I was working at. You know, like this whole composition is at an angle, so Just too cool for that. Now, the other thing I should mention is I would like to keep this all in Photoshop. I don't want to port it over to Manga Studio to re-ink areas. Rose in your silly, silly face. Narrow her chin. Yeah, her eyes are really, really high, which is like one thing that's totally throwing me off. So we're just going to shape the back of her head. And yeah, so like I'm gonna probably get one of my rose heads out. I have a model sheet for her where I've taken some of my best faces, and she's my main character in the comic, so I draw her a lot. So I'm pretty anal about keeping her on model. I think I might also put makeup on her, which I don't normally do. And it's not for like any particular reason. It's just that when I started the comic, I just never drew her with makeup. And then like a year or so after I started the comic, I thought, oh, I should have put makeup on her because it would have been fun to draw. And especially now that I've gotten a lot quicker putting pages out and stuff, I kind of wish I would have done that, but I don't want to go back and like fix 600 pages to put makeup on Rose. So now she wears makeup on like special occasions. I also think sometimes when I see her with makeup from my special pictures, she looks almost like not her. It's weird. I don't know, she almost looks too froofy for her character. So it's funny because like I have a lot of characters that I've designed like after that year or two mark when I thought, oh, I should have put makeup on Rose, and like a lot of those characters are almost like overly designed. I don't know if that's like a good word for it, but they have like a lot of details and glasses and ponytails and colored nails, like colored fingernails and lipstick and eyeshadow, and or they have like different tonalities over top of them. Like the Nordics all have like different kind of like palettes for each of them, which is something I don't normally do. I usually have like one or two skin tones that everybody of that species uses. Like all the reptoids have the same skin color and stuff. It's mostly just because I'm lazy. So, or like freckles, that's a big thing I got into. So like 2 of my Trying Human characters have freckles now for extra cuteness. So here's another little thing I can point out. So I made the shadow under her chin more pointed because that's how she looks. She got a pointed chin, and that's going to have a more pointed shadow. But in my original, it like curved this way. This is something I only do for my grays, so it's kind of or the Greys are an alien species in my comic, so it's kind of like strange to see it curve the other way. So yeah, fix that. And I know probably a lot of you are watching me do this and you're like, oh, it looked fine. Don't do it. Don't redo it. I'm a big fan of redos, redraws, and all that stuff. And it's less that I'm a perfectionist, which I am, don't get me wrong, but it's also I really learn a lot every time I do this. So, you know, you learn to like re-see your art. Whereas like just putting your old art away and never looking at it again, I think that's not good to do, you know? Like there's some art now that I can't deal with because I drew it during like a really bad time in my life or whatever, and you know, I see it and I'm just like, oh, you know, I get all verklempt and I can't deal with it. But I mean, a lot of my art, you know, like when you draw something and people go, oh, I'm so embarrassed, I never want anybody to see this, you know, just because it's like not well drawn or whatever. I don't give a shit about that. It's like, I get it. Like, we all start from a bad place, you know, with our drawings and everything. Or not a bad place, but an unskilled stop on the road to art. So, it does not bother me in the least to go back and look at old stuff. And I also think, the art that we make when we're like young, I always think of like my teenage art. I was going through so much weird stuff at that time, and I feel like just like putting that art away in like a vault somewhere, like never acknowledging it, it's kind of like not acknowledging a part of my past or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to get all like heavy on you guys or anything like that, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from. So yeah, it's always good to look back at your old stuff, redo it, or at least, you know, look at it. I mean, I guess you don't have to redo it, especially if it's like on an old project that you'll never touch again, but it's good to like see it and go, oh, like how could I have done this differently? Like how could I have drawn this character differently or whatever? So, oop, somehow I'm on the wrong layer here. Oh, that's why. Okay, sorry. Had a moment. Another reason I'm redoing this drawing is because one, summer is coming and I would like to have a nice new summery print. A bootified print. I'm just going to wipe this out for a minute. I still feel like oh, I don't know. I'll leave it alone for now. But the other reason I'm redoing this print is because uno momento. Okay, this eye is just, it's not at the same level as the other one, but it's gonna make her nose look shorter. Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. Like, I can always just kind of move stuff around. No big deal. So this character here, Rose, this character over here, Shade, just recently, I wouldn't say professed her love, but kind of like acknowledged that she's like overly invested with this character, and it's something that I've been like waiting for years. I've been writing this comic for a very long time, so like a lot of my old art reflects it. And so I kind of want to, sorry, I'm checking my navigator to see like what this looks like from a distance. These eyes might need fixing, but that's okay. Let's just get something down. So yeah, I really want to like redo some old art and get it up there so that people can be like, oh wow, you know, I never noticed that Shade had a big old lady boner for Rose all the way back then, or you know, whatever. So yeah, I'm not like knocking on my fans or anything, but like I think a lot of them think I make it up as I go, which is like it almost hurts my feelings in a bit, like in a little way, because I work so hard on writing it. Like I've invested so much time and energy into writing it, and I'm still writing it. So it's one of those things where I'm like, no, 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 I've been working on this for a really long time. I didn't just like pull this out of my butt cheeks. So I guess it's one of those things, credit. Wait, what's the saying? Credit is as credit due? That's not right at all. I don't know what the saying is all of a sudden. Oh, credit where credit's due. There we go. I think I combined like 3 sayings there for a minute. Okay, so that eye is pretty much fine. Except for like right there, there's like a little bit that I don't want. She has like a giant nostril for some reason. That's another thing. I was just like, with a lot of my older art, there's like things that I'm a lot more subtle about now, that I measure very carefully against other things on their face and stuff like that. So that I have a pretty solid look, I think, at this point. Both style and between characters and everything. But in my older art, I was still trying to like feel out how a lot of the characters should look, so stuff was just kind of like all over the place. I think Gracilis, which is this character here, she's an example of a character that just about every time I draw her, I feel like I draw her completely different. Like I just haven't drawn her enough as not this character, Gracilis. Sorry, I've gestured at her, but I just feel like I haven't drawn her enough to really like have her measurements down, I guess. That sounds very like sexy, but I swear that's not what I mean. One thing I've realized, like in doing a comic, is the audience is a lot more forgiving of your art than you are. Generally, I always have people like nitpicking on things, like it was a lot worse when I first started because I was a lot more terrible back then. But this just needs to be bigger, and there needs to be a shine, and then like a reflection. Okay, so fix that. That didn't take long. But I kind of got off what I was saying there. But yeah, the audience is a lot more forgiving of your art than you are. Like, so far as like how far you can take a character's expression, like I always try to like hold back on like head angles and stuff because I'm always worried like, if I turn their head this way, it's not going to be drawn very well and they won't recognize the character. But I realize now that's just not the case. Like, your audience will get it. They're gonna, especially if they're pretty well designed, they're gonna go, oh, red hair, human, that's Rose. And I could have her head all messed up. Her head might look all messed up, and they might say, oh, her head looks all messed up, but they will know who she is, I guess. 1 second, flipping. Sorry, it takes my computer a while to do that. Okay, so this eye is definitely too tall. Oh boy, I've been watching speed runs all evening here. My brain is just full of numbers and times and excitement. Not to get off topic. Yeah, wow, her face is like really messed up. Okay, hold on. We are going to cut this. And we're going to take her chin region. I'm actually going to turn that off. And I think I'm going to turn off all the things. Okay. It's getting a little distracted. Okay, so I still don't like that face. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get out one of my other rose faces and kind of put it on top and see what's off, 'cause something's not right here and it's kind of bugging me. Is it this? You don't even see this normally because her hair covers it, but I think it's her jaws throwing me off a little bit. Something like that. We're in the ballpark. It's not that bad. It's just, I think also her eyes, like, not even close to the right location. I don't know. I think it's going to be somewhere in there. I'm going to leave it kind of light for now. She looks like she has a bad eye. That's alright. Makes her look stylish. You know what? It's just no eyes for now. It's wigging me out. It's making me like feel like I have to overcorrect things that aren't really even there. Got a random bit of lag. Okay, so sorry, just turn all my stuff back on. Okie dokie. So we're gonna go over this arm now. Uh-oh. I hear a cat attempting to break into the bedroom. Which isn't a problem for me. I'm not in the bedroom, but Dave is probably going, ah! I love how it's never my cat that's causing problems. Because she's a perfect baby angel. um, okay. Let's go somewhere like in there. The Greys as humans have pretty slender features, but maybe not as slender as I originally drew them. Sorry, this is a little over-exaggerated because of her coat sleeve. So, in fact, we should probably draw that. Okay. swear that I know how to draw vaginas. I don't know why, but I gave her such a paunch last time. This is gonna get a slight bit graphic. It's just so I can kind of figure out where everything is. That is my dog shaking off. Oh god, so graphic. Okay. Yeah, no, it kind of looked like she had a little bit of a tuck going on or something. I'm really surprised that I did it like this, that you can't really see, like, the curve of her, her back. Which in my opinion is one of the prettiest parts of a person. I don't know. Is a back a part? So let me go back out a little bit. Now, in general, it's just unlike me to not draw that part, especially for kind of like an eye candy picture. Also, Priscilla's this giant boob, so. I just didn't want people to think I was like misproportionizing. Ugh, I might have to take this into Manga Studio. I really don't want to. It's mostly just like a laziness thing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have her little pseudo, I say pseudo fur line jacket because I don't think this is real fur, but I'm gonna have this curve like that, I think. And that opens up all this. So now we have nice negative space in here. We can see her whole torso and everything. Okay. With her enormous, like, anime gazungas. I love drawing her giant boobs. Okay. So I think things are looking better, though her fist is kind of gigantic. Why didn't you guys say anything to me? Okay. So I think this would be higher. Have to admit, I don't draw a lot of bikinis, so just going on a wing and a prayer here. Let's see. So we fixed this. And I think that's it. Oh, her face is a lot better. Though I think her head has like shrunk because of just the proportions and everything. Oh boy. Okay, so I gotta make Rose's head bigger, which hopefully is not gonna ruin this. Much better. Okay. And then we're going to cross hair. Where her eyes would be. Okay. And this can all be the same. I think I might also put like a pattern, some patterns on their bathing suits, just for fun and to make it look like pseudo detailed. Not real detailed, just pseudo detailed. Sorry, I'm just kind of, this doesn't really need fixed, I don't think, so I'm just kind of making sure. Okay. Even Rose's boobs look kind of big here. I guess this is fan service at its finest. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so I'm actually going to stop the video here and get it rendering, and then I'm going to be recording my inking process and all that. And yeah, I'm probably going into Manga Studio to fix this all up, but yep, I think this is a good place to stop. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye!